Okay, so perimeter, as we said, it's just adding up all the sides. How many sides do you see here? How many sides in total do you see?
4.
Count again. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Petro, can you move up the projector? Yeah, I just realized that it was. Thank you. Okay, so 5 sides, right? 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, and a semicircle. So that's 5 in total. So when I do my perimeter, I want to make sure I add up 5 numbers. This side right here, well, right angle triangle. Whenever you hear the word right angle triangle, it should be like automatic. You know that it's Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so c squared equals 4 squared plus 3 squared. So c equals square root 16 plus 9, which is 25. So c is 5 meters. Okay, so I know this is 5. How long is the top part right here? 6 meters, because if the bottom length is 6, that means the top length is 6. And so this length right here, if this is 4, this is 4. Okay. What about this semicircle? Do we have a formula for perimeter of a semicircle? What do we do? Perfect. Yeah. So since I'm given diameter here, I'm going to use c equals pi d. But since it's only a semicircle, which is half a circle, I'm going to divide it by 2. So 3.14 times diameter, which is 6, divided by 2. So you get 3.14 times 6 divided by 2, 9.43. So we'll just say 9.4 meters. All right. So in total, what is my perimeter then? What are the 5 numbers that I'm going to add up? Pedro? Good job. Yeah. So the perimeter is going to be 10 plus 8 plus 9.4. Okay, 27.4. What's my unit? Meters. Okay. If you read the question again, this is just like the other example that we did in class. It asks you for the cost. $10.40 per meter. So I'm going to times this by $10.40 because I need 27.4 meters in total. So that your cost is going to be $284.96. Don't forget I have to add on tax. How many percent tax do we pay in Ontario? How much? 13, yeah. I thought you said 28 or something. So times 13%. So the shortcut was times it by 1.13 and not just 13. And so times it by 1.13, you get total $322 exact. Okay. So if you see a question like this on EQAO, would you be able to do it? Good. All right. Perimeter area, you guys actually learned this in grade 8. So you should have seen a question like this already in grade 8. So this is more like a refresher. Okay, some people were asking about this page from yesterday's homework. Remember your area is just base times height divided by 2. So doesn't matter how your triangle is. Like you could be like looking at it like this. You can be looking at it like this. You can rotate it around. So then this would be your base. This would be the height of the triangle. Remember the height of the triangle is from the vertice down to your base. So in this case, your base and height is just the 14 times 10 divided by 2. Yeah. So remember your triangle, you can look at it and rotate it any way you want. Okay. Okay. Last one, just to go over one of these. Okay, let's go over this one really quickly. Okay. For this one, I have to find the area of this composite figure. So as we were saying yesterday, okay, I see a right angle triangle. I see a very well drawn circle. Okay, and a rectangle. So I'm gonna first off do the area of the rectangle first. That's the easiest. Oh, actually no, that's not the easiest. Okay, I have a right angle triangle right here. Oh, okay. What is the length of this bottom side? 5 meters. How did you get that? Right. If you know the whole length here is 20, and this is 15, so that is 5. Okay. That fly is gonna be so annoying. Okay. It's still flying around. Well, why is it still here in wintertime? Is that a bee? What is that? That's a very big fly. Okay. Anyways, so there's a fly flying around in the room. Okay, so for this right angle triangle, again, right angle triangle, it should be obvious. We are doing Pythagorean theorem. Whenever you have an unknown sign in a right angle triangle, it's automatic. Pythagorean theorem. I'm looking for the side length, a length. So should I be adding or subtracting? Subtract. So b squared equals c squared minus a squared. Okay, so b squared equals 8 squared minus 5 squared. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's using the 5 only in this right angle triangle. Okay, so b squared equals 64 minus 25. So b is square root 39. So when you square root it, you get 6.2. Okay. Don't round to the whole number. If you round it down to just 6, you'll get rounding errors in your final answer. So keep at least 1 or 2 decimal places. So this is 6.2 right here. Why do we need that? Why didn't we need the height of that triangle? Yeah, we have to figure out the area of this triangle and the area of the rectangle. So let's do a triangle first. So area of the triangle, base times height divided by 2. Okay, on the test, you do have to memorize all these formulas. There isn't that many. It's just for area and perimeter. Okay. So base of this triangle. How long is the base of this triangle? See, 5, not 20. So just the 5. Height is 6.2 divided by 2. So 5 times 6.2 divided by 2. Area of the triangle, 15.5. What's my unit? Meters square, because it's area. Okay. Area of the rectangle then. What's the formula of area of a rectangle? Length times width. Good. What's the length? What's the width of this rectangle? Rectangle only. Yeah, 15 times 6.2. Good. So it also helps to label your diagram. So whatever information you get, label it. It helps with making sure you don't use the wrong numbers. 15 times 6.2, you get 93 meter square. Okay, and the area of the circle now. So area of the circle, what am I given here? That's not very obvious. The diameter, right? I know that the height of this is the same as this, which is the diameter. So my diameter is actually 6.2. So if diameter is 6.2, what is radius? Divided by 2, so 3.1. Okay, why I need to find radius instead is because area of a circle, what's the formula for area of a circle? Pi r squared. See, we need r, not d. So 3.14 times 3.1 times 3.1. 3.14 times 3.1 times 3.1, I get 30.2 meter square. Okay. So I have the area of the triangle, I have area of the rectangle, and I have the area of the circle. So the total area of the shaded part, of just the shaded part, I'm going to add 15.5 plus 93, and then what? What am I going to do with the area of the circle? Subtract it, right? Because it's not shaded in. So 15.5 plus 93, take away 30.2. I get the total shaded area, 78.3, and my unit? Meter square. Perfect. Okay. How many of you got that as your final answer? 78.3. But around, roughly. Yeah. Okay. If you had rounding error, it's because right here you might have rounded it too early. Okay. So try not to round until your final answer. Otherwise, you'll get rounding error. When you do these carry-on calculations, yeah, do 1 decimal place, and then the final answer. Okay, so right here, if you just did 6, you'll be way off. Not way off, but your area would probably be like more like 77 or 78. Okay, so that was yesterday. So for those of you who weren't here yesterday, hope that little recap helped. We're gonna move on to volume and surface area now. Okay, look at this formula sheet. Okay, so a minute ago I was telling you guys have to memorize the perimeter and area formulas. Okay, so I think by now you guys know perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, area of a circle pi r square, triangle, base times height divided by 2, and so forth. So those ones you are expected to memorize. These ones, what about this one? Should I make you guys memorize these? No. I don't have to. I don't have to, so I won't. Okay. So on the test and on the final exam, you will be given these formulas. All right. So volume, surface area for different shapes. On the test, on the exam, you'll see this exact same sheet. Okay, exactly the same. Even in QAO, you'll get this. Okay. So looking at the formulas, what connection do you see between a cylinder and a cone? Annie, you got it right. What's the difference?
Didn't they just say it?
No, you had it right.
What did I say?
Don't be shy. You got it right. Yeah, the 1/3 part. Okay, Michaela, let's put away the phone. Okay. Yeah, so cylinder and cone is the 1/3. So if I rephrase it and say I have a cone and a cylinder of the same shape, same height, okay, not same shape, but same dimensions, and I'm to fill the cone with water. How many will it take for me to fill up the cylinder? I have a cone cup, paper cup. I fill it with water. How many of these will it take to fill up the cylinder? Yep, 3. That's right. Okay, that's why. Or let's say, let me rephrase that question then. Okay, so Michaela, let's say I have a cylinder full of water. Okay, if I pour it into the cone, the paper cup, if I pour the water from the cylinder to the paper cup, how much water would I have poured in? Yeah, a third. Right. So it depends on how the question is asked. So Brianna said it will take 3 cones to fill up a cylinder. Michaela said it will take a third of the water to fill up the cone. All right. So be mindful of the wording. It can be tricky on EQAO. EQAO likes to use very tricky wordings, words that I've never saw before, or like the double negative, not this thing. So be mindful of how they ask you. All right. What about the connection between a rectangular prism and a triangular prism? What's the connection between them? How many of these does it take to make up one of these? 2. Yeah, because it's divided by 2. All right, and you can see the similarity with this square-based pyramid and a cube. Same idea. So it takes 3 of these to make up one of this. All right. How would you describe the difference between volume and surface area? Brianna? Oh, okay, yeah. So how much space it takes up, and surface area, just like those words suggest, surface. So almost like the only the outside area. So the outside only. Okay. But when you think of outside, you might think about perimeter, but perimeter is only on a 2D shape. Surface area is a 3D shape. All right. Okay, looking at these formulas for these shapes. Okay. Okay. For this right here, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. 2 pi r squared, that sounds very familiar. Circle formula, how many circle? And how many circle do you see in the cylinder? 2, right? The top and the bottom, right? So what it's saying is find the area of the top circle, find the area of the bottom circle, and the middle part is this 2 pi r h part. And altogether, if you add it up, that's the surface area of a cylinder. Okay. Let's say a cone. I have a traffic cone, and I want to paint just the outside but not the bottom. How would my formula change? I just want to paint the side of the cone but not the bottom. Sorry? Okay, so this surface area formula is for the whole cone. So if I only want this lateral surface, this part right here, but not the bottom, how would my formula change? Brianna? Yeah, and no pi r squared. Because pi r squared, as you know, is the circle on the bottom. Okay, so on the test, you'll get these type of questions where it asks you this, and you'll need to know how to modify that formula. Okay. Okay, so last thing. You have these name of the shapes right here, but that's too easy for you guys. If I say, Pedro, I want to know how much air is in that basketball. What am I finding? The volume of a sphere, right? If I say how much Campbell soup is in this can, all right, what am I looking for? What about cylinder? Volume of a cylinder, right? I want to wrap this holiday hamper box of a rectangular prism. Good, because I'm talking about wrapping the outside. Well, this holiday hamper box in particular. Okay. Let's say I want to know how much wrapping is on the Toblerone chocolate. Yeah, the triangle chocolate, the yellow one. Toblerone. I think that's what it's called. The triangle chocolate, the famous one. The Switzerland chocolate. Oh.
Good morning. Excuse this interruption. The foyer is now set up to receive the holiday hamper packages from each of our designated classes. So if we have reps from each class, bring down their packages.
Wait.
Every one of your boxes does have your family number clearly identified on the box. And there's a reserved space on some tables in the foyer for you to leave your items. We'll also need some students to hang around when GPS arrives to help load the van as well. So at this time, we're calling.
Okay, so let's start off with an easy one first. Can you guys find the volume and surface area of the cylinder? Volume and surface area, yes. So the question does ask for volume and surface area. Okay, I want you guys to try this for this cylinder right here. Yes, you do get the formula sheet. You can look at this. So I'm looking for volume and surface area of the cylinder. Alright, so for this cylinder right here, volume of a cylinder, you're just looking at your formula sheet. You know that this is the formula, pi r squared h. So when you sub in those numbers, you'll get 62.8 because its volume is meter cube. Okay, it's a 3D shape. Alright, surface area of the cylinder, you're looking at this. So you're using this formula. When you sub in all the values, 2 for your radius, 5 for your height, what do you get as your surface area? 87.92. And what is your unit? Meter square. You are right. They were wrong. Yeah. So meter square. Okay. So I heard some people say cube. Okay. Remember, volume is cube, area is square. Okay. Okay. This one right here for the cone. Notice I gave 3 dimensions right here. Which one is the height? The actual height. So for this cone right here, this one. Yeah. So the height, this is your height right here. The 10 is the height. Then what is this side? Wow, good job. How did you know that term? Good job. Okay, yeah. So this diagonal part right here, this is called your slanted height. Okay, be very careful. On the test, you will get tricked. Okay, this is height and this is slanted height. So if I were to find the volume and surface area of the cone, okay, this one uses height for volume, and this one, the S, uses slanted height. Okay, can you guys try the cone? Volume and surface area of this cone. This one, for this one. Okay, I wanted you guys to do the same thing, but for this cone. Okay, Cyrus, I want to see this copy down before you go. Okay, so pi 3.14 times radius, which is 6 square, times height, which is 10. Okay, and then here, okay, so for this diagram right here, for the volume, notice the formula is 1/3 pi r squared h. That's the same thing as writing it like this. Pi r squared h divided by 3. Yeah, okay, so I personally like this format more than the 1/3. Because with the 1/3, you automatically get that decimal, and I prefer doing all the math and then dividing by 3. So if I were to put this on the calculator, can somebody tell me what to put? What to press exactly? Diction.
3.14 times 6 times 6 times 10
Good.
divided by 3.
And then divided by 3. Okay. If he does this, yeah, I think it will work. It will work. I would just suggest after you do your numerator, press equal sign first and then divide it by 3. But don't forget to divide by 3. A lot of people, they write the formula, but they don't divide by 3 at the end because they forget, and then they get the wrong answer. So make sure. If the formula says divide by 3, you divide by 3. If the formula says divide by 2, you divide by 2.
I will be honest, I did do the numerator, like I like the equal sign. I don't know why this is divided by the entire thing by 3, so.
It's okay. For this example, it works. But when we do the different kind of the harder type of questions, it will make a difference. Okay. What's my unit here? Meter cube. Good. Okay. And then for this one, same thing. 3.14 times 6 times 6. 6 square, you can write 6 square or just 6 times 6. I personally just like to just do 6 times 6. All right. And then plus 3.14 times 6 times 11.6 because it's my slanted height. Okay, and I get 331.6. What's my unit? Meter square. Okay. Okay. This one, oh, my video froze.